Good morning, friends. It's Terrific Tuesday. Another week. Who's ready? Who's ready? I'm ready. So, today I'm going to be working on the blue dahlia square. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Woo-wee. So pretty. Hey, Carrie, how are you? Seems like I'm a little close here this morning. I might have to raise up a little bit. Hey, Dana, good morning. Thank you for the heart me. Let's put this up just a smidge. Just a smidge. Sorry, y'all. Let's get adjusted here this morning so we can make magic happen. Anyhow, today we're going to be working on the blue dahlia square. It is so pretty. Hey, Jen. Thanks for being over on YouTube. You're the best. Valvox, good morning. How are you? I got to tell you, friends, last week was absolutely incredible with all of the birthday cheer and fun. My goodness, what an amazing day that was. Net, good morning. How are you? So, today we're going to be working on the Blue Dahlia square. And this is just a little something I came up with. I thought it would look pretty for a blanket. This is a rather large square that we're working on this morning. Oops, there went the bottle of Advil. Whoopsies. So, it is an 8-inch square. 8-inch. So, it's a grande. Kelly with an I is here. Good morning, Kelly. Friends, a little birdie told me. Birthday girl in the house. Happy birthday, Kelly. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started here. The very center, we're going to use white. I'm using red heart for the very center and also the outer rows. Just plain old red heart white. The second row that you see right here is this lovely Caron 1 pound. And this is the colorway Robin's Egg. So really, really pretty. And then for the next row up, row 3, nothing other than the old trusty Red Heart Super Saver. And this is the colorway Turqua. Really, really pretty. Hey, Miss Mary, good morning. How are you? Nessa's here. Hi, Nessa. Lee Animal, how are you? Deanna, good morning. And for the very outer row of color here, we have Big Twist Value. Now, I know you guys can't get Big Twist right now, but coming soon. I did order some of this from Hirschner's. I pre-ordered it. It's supposed to come into stock on Hirschner's site roughly July 15th. So I was able to actually place a back order for it. But this is the colorway Sapphire. Beautiful, beautiful yarn. On the link tree, I did put an alternative that I think would work. I don't remember what that colorway was, but it was something they had at Michael's. Again, I don't know if it's exactly this color, but I think it would be a good substitute. So with the very center, I'm going to start with a magic ring. Now you could start with a chain of 3 or 4, however you prefer to do your starting rings. Into that magic ring, I'm going to place 16 double crochets. And again, this is just Red Heart Super Saver White. And I am using this morning a size I9 hook. I9. Hey, MJ, how are you? Um, Today is Kelly's birthday, y'all, if you didn't catch that. Hey, Bewitch, good morning. Deborah's here. Shani, good morning. Fabian Viv, good morning. Rebel Chick is here. Shani. Yes, Michael's did inherit a Big Twist. However, it's just not available yet. So if you don't have any of the Sapphire in your stock, you'll just have to wait. But like I said, Hirschner's also is having it in, and it's supposed to come in around the 15th. Jennifer, good morning. Let's see. Jen is here. Michael's is getting all of the Joanne. Yes, it absolutely is, friends. So eventually we'll be able to get it at Michael's. Just a Gen X girl is here. Good morning. Gen X said, Michaels won't be selling it until the fall. So if you want to get it before then, Hirschner's, they do have it where you could pre-order it. Let's see, what's the color before the blue egg? This is robin's egg. This is Caron 1 pound. And then this color right here in the middle is Red Heart Super Saver. And this is the colorway Turqua. And then this is Big Twist Sapphire. This is the one we're talking about. Colleen is here. Good morning. Rebel Chick, how are you? Sandy is here. Granny, good morning. Queen 530 is here. Dog Mama, good morning. Thank you all so much for all of the heart me's this morning. Sparky's in the house. Good morning, Sparky. All right, so without further ado, let's get this party started. So, again, I just wanted to say thank you, everyone, for making my last Thursday so incredible. What an amazing birthday it is. I told Mama Wheeler over the weekend, honestly, I don't know how I'll ever be able to top last Thursday. Y'all were incredible, and I just felt the love so, so much. That night, Mr. Wheeler came home and he grilled up some steaks and he had birthday cake for me. It was an Oreo cake and it was just a really, really wonderful day. I opened birthday cards from my mom. Hey, Anvil, good morning. Miss Betty, how are you, friend? So anyhow, it was a really, really fun day. Jennifer said, I was so sad I wasn't here. It was just phenomenal. There were so many screen taps. I don't even remember. Who remembers what the record was for the screen taps? What was it? Was it like 600,000? It was just insane, the amount of screen taps. I don't know that we'll ever be able to top it because it was just absolutely off the charts with the screen taps. It was absolutely incredible. Let's see. Anvil said, "Happy belated birthday! I was so sad I missed your special day." Yeah, Anvil, it was just incredible. It was amazing. So, anyhow, it was really really fun. Um, so yeah, I think it was 690,000 screen taps. Okay, I'm going to start with a magic ring. So I do like to give myself quite a bit of a tail here, so I'll have something to weave in. And the way I make my magic rings, I just bring down a loop so that it's crisscrossed. I hold the crisscross between my middle finger and my thumb. And then what I do, I'm going to put 16 double crochets into this magic ring. Now, it's very important if you are doing a magic ring or even a chain of 3 or 4 to start, make sure you're working over your tail as well. So I'm going to work over this loop piece. And then as I work along, I'm going to tuck this tail up so that I go under or over both of these loops. Okay, so that's very important. I wrap my yarn around twice. Go down into that loop. Again, you can see here's the ring, here's the tail I'm working over. Draw up a loop. Now I have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So that is our first double crochet. Hey, Sunshine, good morning. We need a total of 15 double crochets into the magic ring. 15, or excuse me, a total of 16. So I'm going to add 15 more double crochets right into that center. Again, be sure and work over your tail. And the color I'm using right now is just Red Heart White. It's just a main staple that I have around here all the time. Everything I'm using today is a 4-weight acrylic. Now I am mixing and matching brands, but they all are acrylic yarn. Thank you so much for the level up, Sparks. Gemini with the popular. Thank you so much, Gemini. I'm a Gemini too, as we all know. Okay, let me count these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. We need 3 more. 14, 15, and 16. Okay, then I'm going to join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch here. And I'm going to snip off. I'm done with the white at this point. We'll resume with this white as we get to the outer rows of this square. But for now, I'm just going to snip off and we'll be ready to start the next color. So who's ready for round 2? Nessa, yes, I do need more coffee this morning. Hey, Hannah, good morning. Amanda's here. Good morning, Amanda. How are you, friend? Hope everybody's having a great week so far. Uh, Yankee Craft said, I'm a Gemini too. Lots of Geminis. June, I think, is a very, very popular month for birthdays. So now we can pull on our tail, close up our magic ring. I'll come back and I'll weave in this tail later. Now, friends, I would caution you as you are working on this square, make sure you're weaving in your ends, okay? Because it is a hot mess if you don't. There's an example of how many tails you're going to have to weave in. And I already wove in my white, okay? But it does look really pretty once you get everything woven in. Here's what the back looks like once you get it cleaned up. So both the back and the front are really pretty for this square. I'm working this entire square from the front, however. So the next round we're going to be doing here is a row of puff stitches. And the way that I'm going to work these puff stitches is I'm actually going to work in between the double crochets. So normally when you work your crochet stitches, you would work under the two loops here. And instead, what we're going to do is we're going to split this apart, and I'm actually going to work that stitch right in between those posts. And we're going to do a puff stitch. So at the end of this round, round two, we should have a total of 16 puffs. And this is Caron 1 pound for the next color. Again, you could use any colors for this, friends. This is robin's egg that I'm using. This would look fabulous in yellow. It would look awesome in pink. I think it would look pretty in purples. Lots of different options. But for round two, who's ready for round two? Let's get some twos in the chat. Are you all awake this morning? I'm trying to get woken up. Wake me up here, friends. Let's get some twos. Who's ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. All right. So I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook. Now, if you prefer to do a chain, you most certainly could do that. But I'm going to, again, split these stitches apart right into this first stitch here. Pick any one, does not matter. I'm going to wrap my yarn around, go into that space, draw up a loop. So we have 3 loops on our hook. I kind of pull this up a little tall. And then I need to yarn over, go right back down in, grab up another loop. Again, do not finish. And we need a total of 3 of these. Here's number 3. Now we have our starting loop here on the right, 2, 4, 6. So a total of 7 loops. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to pull this loop through all of these. Chain 1 to lock it in. Chain again to move to the next space. So there is our first little puff stitch. What are you using the square for? I'm going to make a blanket out of this. Hey, Leah, welcome in. Glad you're here, Leah. How's the pool been going? Are we ready for another day in exciting crochet land? YouTube asked what size hook. Marsha, we are using a size I9 hook. This is all a 4-weight acrylic yarn. So again, I'm going to start with another puff stitch right here, not working in the top, but right in between those posts. So I wrap my yarn around, go down in, grab up a loop. Again, pull it up kind of tall. This will squish down when we do the next couple rows. We have a total of 3 loops. Again, do not finish. You're just going to hold that. Wrap your yarn around again, right back down in, grab up a loop. And here is number 3, yarn over, right back down in, grab up a loop. So again, we have our starting loop here on the right, 2, 4, 6, total of 7 loops. Once you get 7, you're going to yarn over, pull that loop through all of them. This is a puff stitch, chain 1 to lock it in, and chain 1 to move to the next stitch. Okay, and you can kind of scooch these around as you need to. This is a free pattern. I just made this up, guys. This is like a modified sunburst square. The traditional sunburst square, when you do it, it has only 3 rows. So it normally stops right here. I've just added another row to it. This is a bigger square. This is an 8-inch square. What I've kind of figured out with myself, and tell me if you all are like this. When I make the smaller squares, there is so much work to sewing all of them together. It kind of bugs me. And I just find that I get bored with it and everything. So, no, I don't have a written pattern or anything for this. I just made it up. Now, friends, if you're not familiar with my channel, I am live this morning both on TikTok and on YouTube. So once we're done with the live today, you'll be able to go back and rewatch this video on my YouTube. Just go to the live tab and you can rewatch how to do this square. My handle on YouTube is the same. It's Wheeler 8 Acres. When you look at my profile, you'll see a bucket that says videos, a bucket that sells shorts, and then the live tab. So that is where you would find this. But I'm just a hobby crocheter. I work full time, and I'm not really a pattern writer. I love to create different things, but I'm bad. I don't operate off patterns a lot of times. If there is a pattern, I would definitely share that on the link tree. Now, all of the yarns I'm using this morning are on the link tree, along with a link to that YouTube video, which will be available once we're off the live. But if you want, you can watch on your TV right now. It's happening. It's happening over there. We've got friends watching on YouTube. So again, I'm doing a puff stitch in between each of the spokes. Okay, so think of this as like a little wagon wheel, and we're popping these puff stitches in between. So after I do a puff stitch, I chain two. So again, here we go. Let's do another one. Yarn over, right down in, grab up a loop. Do not finish. We're just going to hold that. Here's number two. Pull up your loop. And number three, pull up a loop. So now we have our starting loop here on the right, 2, 4, 6, total of 7 loops. Yarn over, we're going to pull this loop underneath all three or all those loops, chain one to lock it in, and chain one to move to the next space. And we're just going to keep working that all the way around. I'll tell y'all, I'm having a hard time seeing the comments this morning on my tablet. Let me try to raise this up a little bit. It's not cooperating with me. If I missed your comment, feel free to ask again. Rebel Chick said, I'll try later on YouTube. Thanks for posting your live so we can watch it later. Yes, that is kind of what I came up with as the solution since I don't have patterns a lot of times and people are always asking me for tutorials and stuff. So this way, it's that whole two birds thing, you know? And you guys can always go back over there at your leisure, pause it, rewind it, fast forward it. Of course, it's not an official, tutorial. It's not a clinical tutorial, as I guess I would call it. It's got me rambling here on my recliner as we are crocheting. Red Lady said, did you have a great birthday? I absolutely did. What an amazing day. All of you that were here for my birthday, it was absolutely incredible. We had like 690,000 likes and so many gifts. Some of the friends put together a little package for me and sent a Venmo so that I could go out to dinner with Mr. Wheeler. Now, we haven't done that yet, but we most certainly will. Mr. Wheeler made steaks that night. He came home and grilled and brought home a birthday cake. It was an Oreo cake. I put a picture of it on the Discord. And man, what an incredible day that was. Hey, Miss Karen, good morning. Sorry, y'all. I'm doing a lot of stitch talk today. If I miss your comment, please feel free to ask again. The mods will most certainly try to assist. Let's see. Did somebody ask a question about my crochet hook? If you ask about my crochet hook, could you ask again? Let me see if I can find it. The cinnamon swirl latte, Queen. What did I miss there? Sorry. Let me rewind here, friends. I'm. Oh yes. Southern Yankee said, "So nice to see someone using Bates, basic Bates hook." So the hooks that I love are these inline hooks by Susan Bates. I actually have a lot of them that they were before Susan Bates. They are the vintage. They all say made in the USA. This is an I9 hook that I'm using now. See, this one is not marked, and I don't know if you can see. I've used this so much. I've worn the finish off of the aluminum. The little powder coating is gone. Then I just make these little ergonomic grippies. And when they get grungy like this, I just make a new one. This one's pretty grungy. But what I do, I just pull this off. I throw this part away. This is a cheap way to make your own if you like these hooks. and you need a little support. This is called Coban. You can get this at any pharmacy store, Walmart, Wally World, Walgreens, CVS, whatever place you've got around you. I just wrap the Coban like this. I fold it in half. This is, when you go and get your blood drawn and they wrap you up, this is the tape that they use. I have different colors, but I like the brown the best. It's not as tacky. Then I just roll this up and I make my own little grippy so that I can hold my hook. I got it folded over here. So once I get it kind of to the thickness I want, I just wheel it down like this, twirl it down, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And there's a brand new fresh grippy. I slide it down a little bit. I like it right here. Just kind of smash it up. But yes, I love vintage Susan Bates. They're the only ones that I use. They're the ones I learned to crochet in. Oh my gosh, you guys, 37 new comments. Bear with me here, friends. Lots of people in the chat today. I will get to the comments as quickly as I can here. This morning, we are working on if you're just joining, we're working on the Blue Dahlia square. This is just something I came up with. I'm going to um, turn your tablet sideways and the comments will be in black. I don't think my tablet works that way. And if it was sideways, I wouldn't be able to see it at all. Let's see here. So, friends, there isn't a pattern. For those that are asking about the pattern, um, you'll need to rewatch this over on my YouTube. Okay, you're going to go to Wheeler 8 Acres. And just look on the tab that says live. We're live this morning both on YouTube and on TikTok. So just go over there if you want to rewatch how to uh, make this square. It'll be over there. It's live right now, and then you'll be able to go back and watch a replay. Um, I am doing 16 bobbles. This is actually a puff stitch. So I'm doing a puff stitch here right now, and there will be a total of 16 of these. Let's see. Well, she still didn't notice it. Karen, did I answer your question? Sorry. I'm doing my best here, friends. Danny Lee, good morning. Karen, good morning. Okay, I think I got all the questions answered. If I missed your question, friends, feel free to post again. I'm trying to keep up as best I can here this morning. So what I'm doing is instead of working in the top of the stitch right here, I'm actually working in between the two posts. Okay, and I'm doing a puff stitch and I'm doing 3 yarn overs. Crafter Cutie, good morning. Maria is here, good morning. I wrap my yarn around, I go down right in between those posts, grab up a loop. Now we have 3 loops on our hook. Now I'm not going to finish this. I'm going to yarn over, go right back down in. This is number 2. Again, pull up a loop, pull that up tall, and number 3. Okay, once we have the third one, we'll have our starting loop here on the right. 2, 4, 6, total of 7 loops. I yarn over, I pull this loop underneath all the loops, chain 1 to lock it in, and chain 2 to move to the next stitch. So now again, I'm going to work again right into this space, not on the top up here, but right in between those posts. And I'm going to do another puff stitch. So here we go, yarn over, right down in, grab up a loop. Again, pull that up nice and tall and do not finish, just hold this. We need 2 more. Here is number 2 and number 3. Now we have a total of 7 loops. Yarn over, pull this through all 7, chain 1 to lock it in, chain 1 to move to the next stitch. This is our last puff stitch. So again, pull this up nice and tall. Here's number 2 and number 3. Yarn over, pull through all 7, chain 1 to lock it in, and chain 2 to finish. So now I'm going to join with a slip stitch to our very first stitch here. And I am done with this color now. I'm going to go ahead and snip this off. This color we just did is a Caron 1 pound, and this is in the colorway Robin's Egg. Okay, so you can kind of pull your stitches a little bit. My little magic ring gets a little pulled out of shape, but there are our completion of round number 2. Reset gift goal. Wow, everybody, thank you so much for all of the gifts this morning. I really appreciate that. And all of the screen tabs were already to 10,000. How about that? Incredible. Thank you all so much for all of the gifts this morning. Okay, let me set up something new here. Let's see. Let's do some heart puffs. Heart puffs on this terrific Tuesday. Hey, Tanya, good morning. How are you? So, the next color we're going to be doing is this turquoise color. So, we're going to be ready to start round 3. And round 3, what is this stitch called? Is this a bobble stitch? I'm thinking. No, it's a cluster. It's a 4 together cluster. Right? Is that right? Why am I losing all my stitches? Y'all help me out, friends. What stitch is this? You put them all together. The colorway that I'm using for this next round is the trusty Red Heart Super Saver and the colorway Turqua. Okay. So again, as we are doing this stitch, you'll notice we are working in between the puff stitches. Okay, so we're going to work these right in between the puff stitches. Again, we should end up with 16 of these at the end of this round. So I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook. Yes, it's an I9 hook. I9 hook. It's a 5.5 millimeter. If y'all use 5.5, if y'all use the millimeters, it is the 5.5 millimeter hook. Okay, if that helps. So again, I'm just going to pick a spot here in between any of these, and I'm going to start with a double crochet. Yarn over, I'm doing a standing double crochet, grab up a loop. You could also start with a chain of 3 here. Okay, so there's number 1. I'm going to do a total of 4 of these. Okay, so we have 4 double crochets. Uh, this is not right. I'm not doing this right. Sorry, y'all. Rewind. Frogs. I'm totally messing up this morning. Is it Monday? Did I wake up and do this on a Monday instead of a Tuesday? Yarn over. Let's try this again. Pull through 2. Do not finish. Okay. Do not finish your stitch. I'm going to do this a total of 4 times. Yarn over, right down in. Again, yarn over, pull through 2, holding. So we've got 2 double crochets started. Here is number 3 and number 4. Help me, all. What is this stitch called? Because I'm drawing a total blank. We have a total of 5 loops up on top, yarn over, and pull through all 5. Again, chain 1 to lock it in. Now I'm going to chain 2 to move to the next space. Okay, so again, I'm not working here in the top of each double crochet 4 together, bobble stitch. It is a bobble stitch. Um, for some reason, I'm thinking it's not a bobble stitch, but like I said, I'm kind of special this morning. So it's just called a double crochet, in this case, 4 together. Thank you, JT. And good morning, JT, by the way. So I'm doing a total of 4 of these, okay? 4 yarn overs. So you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, total of 5 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 1 to lock it in, and then I'm chaining 2 in between to move to the next space. So now again, right into this space, yarn over. Oh yes, a cluster. That makes sense to me, a cluster. Hey Mo, good morning. Large cluster. Destiny, there is going to be a YouTube tutorial for this. I'm live this morning, both on TikTok and on YouTube, and you'll be able to rewatch it over there. Just make sure you go to the live tab. Again, we have 5 loops up on top, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 1 to lock it in, and now chain 2 to move to the next stitch. So there's a total of 3 chains there. So anyhow, my handle on YouTube, friends, if you're not subscribed over there, is Wheeler 8 Acres. Wheeler 8 Acres, the same handle. Okay, so again, 4, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops, chain 1 to lock it in, and chain 2 to move to the next stitch. So again, right in between, start our cluster stitch. So there's our first one. Again, holding, do not finish. Here is number 2, holding, number 3, holding, and number 4. Once we have all 4, you're going to have a total of 5 loops here on top. Yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 1 to lock it in, and chain 2 to move to the next space. And here we go into the next one. We're going to repeat this all the way around. We should have a total of 16 of these when we're finished. I did a very bad thing. I didn't count my little robin's egg stitches when we were done with this. I should have counted those just to make sure I was on track, but I most certainly didn't. So we're going to have to count these once I get done and make sure we have 16 of them, because that's very important as we move and turn this into a square. Destiny said, "Thank you. I just don't have my yarn right now, or I'd join you." Oh, absolutely. I just found it's the easiest way. I get asked a lot from people who see me crocheting on the live that they want to go back and remake whatever it is. So you can find all of those videos on my YouTube. They're all there. If you missed, somebody asked me this morning about the watermelon blanket. And I just pasted a link there on the video over to the YouTube where she could go back and rewatch that. So they're all there all the time. And this way, it means it just makes it so I don't have to make like full tutorials of stuff. If you want to go back and rewatch, you can fast forward and rewind and pause and all that good stuff. So it just makes it a lot easier for me. I am posting a lot of videos right now on my TikTok. Now, friends, don't think that I'm like producing all these in 1 week just because I'm posting all these videos. Okay. I've had a lot of these wheelchair blankets sitting here on the back of my couch. My mom is coming. My mom and stepdad are coming the week of the 4th of July. So they'll be here that Wednesday. So not this week, but I think it's next week that they'll be here. Is that right? They'll be next week? Anyhow, I'm trying to get my you know what together and get my stuff cleaned up. I've got to work in my crochet room and get some of this stuff packed away so that let's see. Todd said, "Is it me or your YouTube is live, but just the critter cam?" There's actually 3 live streams on my YouTube. There's the Blue Dahlia, the Bluebird camera, and the critter camera. So if you, I know it's there. Try clicking around, but it's definitely there because I'm watching it live right now as well. The crochet lives should be there also. Um, so anyhow, I'm posting all these videos of these blankets, but the thing is, it's not like I finished all these blankets in a week or something crazy. Okay. So please don't think that. I know a lot of new crocheters, they'll see these videos that people post that are like, I made 500 things this week and I'm just absolutely a crochet genius. That is not me. These projects that I work on, they take a lot of time. And the blankets that I'm photographing last week and this week are stuff that we worked on like in January and February, some of them. I'm trying to get them photographed. I like to photograph my stuff just to document it. And that way, if I want to go back and remake it with other colors or something, I have that. And people like seeing it because most of these we we worked on together on the live. The watermelon blanket, we worked on that a couple weeks ago. Um, this morning, I posted a pink and gray one. I think I worked on that one maybe 4 months ago. So, I'm not a crochet like genius that's mass producing all this stuff. It takes me time. Okay, so here is our last cluster stitch. So again, once you have your 4 double crochets, there's a total of 5 loops up on top. Yarn over, pull this loop through all, chain 1 to lock it in, and then chain 2 to move to the next stitch. Hey Paloma, good morning. How are you, friend? Now I'm going to join with a slip stitch to this very first stitch, and I'm going to chain 2 to lock it in. As I'm working on this, guys, see how it's really curly? This will flatten out as we get more rows. So don't be worried about that if it starts to really curl up. Um, you can kind of stretch it out, but it will kind of flatten itself back out. I like to put it on my tummy roll and give it a flatten out. So you can see you can get it back flat. But as I'm working on it, it definitely has a lot of like curl to it and stuff. Pay no attention to Wheeler behind the curtain. Oh, JT, it's a hot mess over here. I'm not even playing. I posted for all the subscribers. I posted a behind the scenes video this morning of the yarn room. And you can see the boxes that I have in Mama Wheeler's room. I have to get that mess cleaned up before she gets here. So I do have time, and I did a really smart thing this time. They're going to arrive on a Wednesday. I took the entire week off. So the 4th of July is on Friday. I actually have that entire week. They'll get here Wednesday. So I have Monday and Tuesday to move around my yarn totes, vacuum, dust, get the dishes done, get fresh sheets on the bed, all the things before they arrive. So I thought that was pretty good. I have 2 days before they get here. I can crochet a little bit and just get my what together. Desert Life, so nice to see you. How are things in California? Let's see. Todd said, I figured it out. Okay, perfect, Todd. I am glad you found it. Let's see. Miss Mary said, I saw the video on the watermelon blanket and loved it. Thank you. It turned out really nice. That was a fun one to do on the live. Hey, Queen Pearl. Good morning. How are you, friend? Destiny said, thank you. I just don't have my yarn. Oh, I read that one already. Okay. I think I'm back caught up with the comments. Y'all, if I missed your comment this morning, please feel free to ask again. We have a lot of people here watching on TikTok this morning. So I'm trying to keep up, but they will definitely try to help answer the questions as well as we're working on this. So we've had a lot of new people join on. Kay, good morning. How are you? Mama Army, good morning. This morning, friends, we are working on the Blue Dahlia square. This is what it looks like. We've just started. I just finished round number 3. So we're getting ready to start the last row of color. So let's run through this really quick. Oh my God, be still my heart. Queen Too Sexy, is that you? Friend, girl, y'all, let me just give a little shout out. Can somebody pin Miss Queen here? I love, 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 love watching Queen Too Sexy. Girl, you inspire me something fierce. She comes on at 10 and does her crocheting, and she's got the moves. Oh, yes. I tell you. Hey, I'm fangirling over here. You know I am, Queen. Y'all, if you want to watch a really fun live, she teaches just like I do, but she's got her jams going. JT's chiming in. She's wonderful. Yes, Queen, I am fangirling. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Wow, I feel so special. I feel special. Wow. Woo! All right, so here we go. Let's run down this square for those that are just hopping on. In the very center, I have white red heart super saver. Round 2, we did a puff stitch, and this is Caron 1 pound robin's egg. Round number 3, we just finished cluster stitches. This is red heart in the colorway Turqua. Now we're getting ready to start the 4th round. And the 4th round, we're going to do exactly the same as we did the 3rd round. However, instead of double crochets, we're going to do 4 treble crochets. So it's just a little bigger flower petal. And this is the colorway Big Twist Sapphire. Really beautiful yarn. I got some of this on order from Hirschner's. Eventually, Michaels will have this in stock as well. But this is the colorway Sapphire. I did put a link on the link tree. There is another option over at Michaels of something that I think could be a nice alternative, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% certain. I think it could work. It could work. Okay. So let me count these, friends, because I want to make sure I do have 16. So talk amongst yourselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, we're good. We are good. So let's get our sapphire on our hook. I'm going to do a standing treble crochet. I start with a slip knot on my hook for this. Now, once again, like all the others, instead of working here on top, we're going to be working right in between these two clusters that we did. And I'm going to start with a standing. Now, if you do not like a standing, you can most certainly do a chain of three as your very first stitch. So I wrap my yarn around twice. Now, it's very important when you are doing a standing stitch, you need to secure your tail. So you can see I've got the tail uh, kind of holding between my thumb and my pointer finger. And I've got 3 loops. If you let this go, what happens is this spins off and you'll be back down to 1 loop. So that's why you see me holding the tail. Some people hold it over here. I'm just showing you kind of what works for me. So again, wrap your yarn around twice. I go down into that space. I twist my hand forward. I transfer the job of holding that tail to Mr. Thumb over here. I grab up a loop. Now we have 4 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Now I'm going to hold here. We're not going to finish this treble crochet. We need to do 3 more. Wrap our yarn around twice. Again, right back down in as if we were doing a treble crochet. Yarn over and pull through twice. Once we're down to 1 loop, again, here is number 3. My little tail's getting in the way. And wrap our yarn around twice, right back down in. Here is number 4. So now we have 4. You can see down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, a total of 5 loops up on top. Yarn over, and we're going to pull through all 5 of these loops. Chain 1 to lock it in, and then chain 2 to move to the next space. Okay, so this is a treble crochet cluster of 4 together. Now we're going to repeat that again into the next space here. So start another treble crochet. Here's number 2. Hey, Texas Whiskey, how are you? Number 3. Danny Lee said, I made a baby blanket with these squares. Nice. That would be really pretty. I'm going to make a wheelchair blanket with this. That's kind of how I do. Okay, so we've got 5 loops here on top, yarn over, pull through all 5. I kind of put my thumb here and I kind of push this a little bit so it makes it look like a little saucer. Can you see the little indentation? Chain 1 to lock it in, and then chain 2 again to move to the next stitch. So a total of 3 chains. Wrap our yarn around twice, start our next treble, and here we go, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay, again, I kind of hold this here, yarn over, pull through all 5, squish those together, chain 1 to lock it in, and then chain 2 to move to the next stitch. And here we go, another one. Lots of these. Total of 16 you should have of these little petal stitches. So once you get going with this, they do work up pretty quick. It's something I can sit here in front of the TV and work on without too many problems. I think I missed a fiber right here. Do you see, friends, how this yarn is sticking out like this? I think what happened is I split a stitch. So what that means is when you look at your fibers of your yarn, this yarn is comprised of 4 different strands. Maybe it's 3 on this one. But what happened is I missed one of these strands and it left a loop right here. I'm going to pull this back out. I don't like that. The reason is, friends, when you miss a stitch like that or miss one of the strands, it just makes it a little weaker for the yarn to hold together. So, yes, Dana K said, I hear the rooster. Just a Gen X girl, thank you so much for the coffee this morning. Appreciate you. Yes, I hate it when it splits. It's worth it to stop and pause and go back and fix that, though. Always take the time whenever I do that. It happens frequently. Different yarns, some of them are more splitty than others. Usually happens when I'm not looking at my stitches a lot. And so because I'm reading a lot of the comments, it just makes it so that I sometimes that happens more frequently as I'm working on things. I'm one of those gals, I have to look at the stitches. So I'm trying to look at my crochet plus, read the comments and everything. And it just kind of happens sometimes. Okay. But these are 4 together treble crochet clusters that we're doing into each of the spaces in between. This morning I'm using a size I9 hook, a 5.5 millimeter, and I'm working with all 4 medium weight acrylic, a worsted weight acrylic. Again, you can see how this is kind of curling up. Again, don't be alarmed with that, guys, as it's happening. Once you get this square all done, it does have kind of some texture to it. It's kind of puffing up a little bit in spots. It's just kind of what happens. Once I get these kind of all sewn together and stuff, it won't be as dramatic. And probably after I get it washed. One of the reasons why I think it's puckering up a little bit is actually with these puff stitches. You can really see it like right in here. Are you guys able to see how that's puffing up? Um, it could be that instead of 3 stitches, maybe I need to try 2 in this area so they're not as thick. And maybe that would help with some of this puffiness. Of course, you could block your squares as well. They will kind of go back flat once like push on them. So I don't know. I'm kind of I don't know if it's enough for me to like rework everything. I've got 3 of these squares made, but we could definitely try it and see if that helps a little with the laying flat. Lucy said, "Can you do a treble slow?" Yes, absolutely. So what we're doing is we're doing a 4 together treble crochet, and it looks like a little. Called a cluster. Okay. And so what I do is I wrap my yarn around twice and I go right into this space in between these petals and I draw up a loop. It's hard to see, this gets kind of twisted, but we have 4 loops on our hook. I yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Now to complete a treble, you would yarn over and pull through those. In this case, I'm holding right here. I'm not finishing that stitch. I go right back down in and I repeat that. So again, yarn over twice, right down into that space. Again, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So there's stitch number 2. Now we need to repeat number 3, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. One more. Hey, Maggie, good morning. How are you? Y'all, my friend Maggie is here. If you are not following the magical unicorn, she is pinned right now. I highly recommend give Maggie a follow. She goes live at different times than I do, and she is an amazing creator as well here on TikTok. Once we have all 4, there's a total of 5 loops up on top. Yarn over, we're going to pull this loop underneath all 3. Chain 1 to lock it in, and chain 2 to move to the next space. And now we're going to repeat that. Does that help with your question on how to make a treble crochet? Um, I hope that helps. Karen, I'm going to give you a shout out in just a minute. Let me finish this round. And I wanted to show you all my birthday presents that I got from Caron and friends. So let's do that when I finish this round. We'll have a little show and tell if that works for everybody before we start the white. Oh, good, Lucy. Thank you so much. Thanks for asking that question. Friends, if you ever need me to slow down or show a stitch, just feel free. Don't be bashful. Shout out. We have an incredible group of friends here, and I would be happy to, explain any stitches. Even if you're having trouble with anything not related to what I'm doing, I would be happy to try to help out. Okay. Let's see. Yes, Mama Army said, I'm busy, but these lives are on YouTube, right? Yes. So, friends, if you are new to my channel, this morning I am live both on TikTok and on YouTube. My handle on YouTube is the same, Wheeler 8 Acres. When you go look at my profile, there are several categories. The first category says videos, then there says shorts, and then after that is live. So make sure you go and look at the live tab if you ever miss or you can't stay. I know you all have lives. I know some of you are at work. Maybe you've got a meeting. Maybe you've got a dentist appointment. If it's something that you really wanted to watch, you can always go back and rewatch those over on YouTube. So I really appreciate everybody who has subscribed over there on YouTube. I think we have like 1,200 now on YouTube. That platform is definitely slower growing, I think, than TikTok, but that's okay. I use that as a way for people to go back and rewatch the lives if there are specific projects that they are interested in making. So it works out good all the way around. Reset gift goal. Wow. Thank you so much for all of the gifts this morning, friends. I really appreciate that. How do you do how do middle year crochet? Snoopy, I'm not sure I understand the question. Could you rephrase that, what you're asking? Um, and let me know what you're trying there. Maybe it auto corrected. I'll tell you, that autocorrect gets me every time. Hey, Westy Lover, good morning. How are you? Let's see, what else did I miss here? Golden Apple said, I love the colors you are using. Yes, friends, if you're just joining on, let me flatten this out a little bit. It gets a little curly. It'll flatten out once we get more rounds here. But we have Red Heart White. The lighter aqua blue is Caron 1 pound robin's egg. The middle blue right here is Red Heart in the colorway Turqua. And the color I have on my hook right now is Sapphire by Big Twist. Where in Northeast Alabama are you? I'm actually in Rainsville. If you're familiar with Alabama, we are in between Fort Payne and Scottsboro. So we're about 50 minutes south of Chattanooga. Julie, thank you for the FYP. I appreciate that. I don't know if we're hitting the FYP this morning. We have a lot of friends here watching, so it could be. I don't know. Is anybody here from the FYP this morning? Shout out if you are. Can you repeat the stitches after show and tell? Jody, I absolutely can. Let me, how do you do the center? Yes, let me finish with these last stitches and then I will run through all of these one more time. And then what we'll do is we'll have a little show and tell. My birthday was last Thursday. I got some fun things in the mail, and so I want to show all of that. So what I'm doing right now is I'm doing a 4 together cluster stitch, and these are treble crochets. 4 together treble crochet. So I wrap my yarn around twice, so we have 3 loops on our hook. I go right down into that space and grab up a loop. So now I have a total of 4 loops on my hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now I just hold this. Then I'm going to repeat this a total of 3 more times to get a total of 4. So wrap my yarn around twice, again, right back down in, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, again, holding. Here's number 3. I'm just repeating that treble stitch and then one more. Wrap our yarn around twice, right back down in, grab up that loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So now I have the original starting loop here on the right, total of 5 loops. Yarn over, I'm going to pull this loop underneath all 5 loops. Chain 1 to lock it in, chain 2 to move to the next stitch. So we've got 2 more of these. Again, this is a treble crochet cluster. I'm just south of Flomaton. I don't know where that is at. Are you, so you must be down south. Are you like above Pensacola? My sister-in-law is in Pensacola, and I don't know some of those small towns down there. We moved to Alabama just over 4 years ago, and we absolutely love it. I moved here from Arizona, and it is just a blessing. We absolutely Love it here. It's so pretty. Right now, one exciting thing that happened, I'll mention, is my bluebirds hatched. I've got nest boxes all over our property here. We have a total of 8 acres. That is where my handle comes from. But if you are new to my channel, my name is April. Okay, so my name is April. Wheeler 8 Acres comes from the fact that my husband loves off roading and big trucks. He is Mr. Wheeler. So by default, I am Mrs. Wheeler. And we bought 8 acres. So there you have Wheeler 8 Acres. I'm going to join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch here. And again, we're done with, let me do one more of this actually. I don't like how that's pulling out so big on that stitch. Let's move to this one also. Oh, now I got a puzzle piece. Goodness me, oh my. So many things, all the things. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and snip off this color. So we've had a lot of new people join here. So let's give a rundown of this square. But anyhow, my little bluebirds hatched over the weekend, y'all. Quick story time. So we had 4 eggs and all 4 hatched. So now what's going to happen? I think the camera timed out if you're trying to watch it right now. It looks like it is like stuck. That camera uses Wi-Fi, and sometimes it's a little finicky, and I have to restart it. I already restarted it once this morning, but you can see the little bluebirds in their nest box. And now what's exciting is Mama and Papa Bluebird are going to be bringing in the little bugs and critters, and some of these bugs they bring in are so big. I don't even know how they eat them. So, real quick, let's do a rundown of what we did here to get this square to the point where we are right now. So in the center, I did a magic ring. Now you most certainly could do a chain of 3 or 4 here if you prefer to start yours that way. Into that stitch, I did 16 double crochets. Okay, 16. Then what I did is I came back for the next round. This is the colorway Robin's Egg. This is a color Caron 1 pound, and I did a puff stitch of 3 stitches, and I worked that stitch in between the post. Okay. Then I came back for round number 3. This is Red Heart Super Saver in the colorway Turqua, and I did a 4 together double crochet. So a double crochet cluster, 4 double crochets. And then for the very last row, I did a 4 together treble crochet. So those stitches are just a little bit taller. So this is where we're at right now. So what we're going to do is next, I'm going to add the white. Again, the white is just Red Heart Super Saver. And we're going to add a total of 3 rows. Okay. And we're going to turn the round shape into a square. So that'll be what happens next. But I wanted to do a little show and tell real quick if we could. So y'all have seen me have my could somebody pin Miss Karen? Miss Karen, could you say hello? I had my little uh, knot slayer here. Whenever I get a knot in my yarn, I use this to get this out. This is a gift that I got from Gen X here, one of our moderators. She sent this to me as a little present one time. This one is a little small. And our friend Miss Karen is pinned right here. She actually makes knot slayers as well. And I commissioned her to make a couple for me. I absolutely love butterflies. And so she sent me these that I had ordered, and they came in, I think, the day after my birthday. I didn't have them on my birthday to show you all, but aren't they fabulous? I love, love, love the butterflies. Miss Karen, you outdid yourself on these knot slayers. They are absolutely stunning, and they are larger, which I really like having both sizes. So I'm very, very excited. But this yellow one, I really think is my favorite. I absolutely love pollinators and flowers and butterflies. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but this little butterfly or this little bead right here has little bumblebees on it, and it is just adorable. This one has little sunflowers or little daisies. So here's one interesting thing you guys might not know about me In Arizona, I actually used to make lampwork beads, and this bead right here, I can tell, is a lampwork bead. And lampwork is, a more common term is glass blowing. Does everybody know what glass blowing is? This also is a lampwork bead. But basically, you have your torch, and there's glass blowing you can watch actually on TikTok. But I used to do lampwork beads. And so these are really near and dear to my heart. You absolutely outdid yourself with these, Karen. Thank you so much. And she has little covers on them too for the little points that you can pull off. And this one is a little sharper. So, anyhow, I'm excited to be able to try these when I get some knots. So, so pretty. Now, the other thing I had mentioned is that I would love to have some amigurumi sticks. And the amigurumi sticks are when you have um, like different parts. I make little snowmen at Christmas. So you have like the body and then the head. And what you can do is you take these, this is very long, it's not going to all fit in camera, but she also made me a set of Ami sticks. And I don't know who all contributed with this. I did not pay for the amigurumi sticks. I just had mentioned that I was going to order them at some point. So I think she mentioned that maybe Queen 530 was in on this birthday gift. But thank you so much. So there's two, they called Ami sticks. You'll hear them referred to, two different ones. They're very long, and they also have a point. I dropped my little protector here beside me. Oops, sorry. I hit my face in my I hit my camera with my face. So anyhow, as you're working, you stick these in and they help hold your pieces and parts together, kind of like chopsticks, as you're working on your amigurumi. And they also have the little bumblebee up at the top. Aren't they adorable though? Thank you so much, Karen. Uh, Happy birthday from me on this one. Oh, thank you, Karen. So Karen made these on her own as part of my birthday. I was so so surprised when I opened the package. But Miss Karen, if you all are in need of knot slayers or ami sticks, if you're an amigurumi maker. Like these are, I don't do a lot of amigurumi, but I do some. Be sure and give her a follow. If somebody could pin Miss Karen one more time for us all if you missed it. Give her a follow. Now, she also has her own link on my link tree to her Etsy store. If you need something, be sure and message her on Etsy. Okay, that's how I got mine. I went to Etsy, I placed an order, and then she sent it off. I just told her I wanted butterflies and surprised me, and boy did she. So very, very cool. The other thing that she makes, you'll see me using these all the time. Now I make my own hook minders, but she also makes these little hook minders. Okay. So you can see this one has a little eye on it. That tells me I'm using an I9 hook. So as I'm working on projects, I just clip these on. You can make them yourself if you have your own beads and you're interested in doing that. If you don't want to do that, you could totally hit her up as well, and she will make some for you also. Okay. So 50,000 likes. Thank you all so much for all of the. Oh, here's another one that I had. Here's a little eye one. This was on a different project that I had sitting next to me. Okay, so let's resume on with our squares here. So if we look at our example, what we're going to do is we're going to be placing stitches in between our petals to turn this round shape into a square. In the corner right here, I'm going to do 4 treble crochets, chain 2, and then 4 treble crochets. Okay, so 4 and 4. Then I'm going to move to the next stitch here, or the next space, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets. Then in the very center, I'm going to do 4 half doubles. And then as we work our way back out to the corner, we're going to again get a little bigger. So 3 double crochets and then 4 and 4. I originally tried doing it with 3 for everything, and there wasn't enough stitches. It didn't lay flat. Okay. So that is why there's uneven amounts, is to just help this square lay completely flat. So you'll notice on each side, we're going to have the corner plus two of the petals, so four total. So if you are a new crocheter, what I would recommend is actually putting some stitch markers in your project to identify your corners. So I'm going to pop in a stitch marker. This will be our first corner. And I know we need one, two, three, four petals. Then we're going to have another corner. So again, pop a stitch marker in. Tells me that's another corner space. One, two, three, four. Again, pop in another stitch marker. One, two, three, four. Last stitch marker. Do I have another one here next to me? And pop that in. Now, if we did this correctly, we should have one, two, three, four. And we do. So that is going to help me as I'm creating this know where we're doing our corners. Okay, so without further ado, let's get our white yarn. Again, this is Red Heart, just plain white. I get the jumbo skeins. I've always got these on hand. And I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook. I'm going to start with a standing treble crochet. So pop out your stitch marker. Keep your fingers here so you know where you're working. If you do not like to start with a standing treble, you most certainly could do a chain of four here, or you could do stacked singles twice. That would work as well. However, you would like to do that. Hey, did I see? Wait, Tisha Moore is here. Wow, another famous one in the house. Friends, if you are a knitter or you need to learn about knitting, I highly recommend more Tisha Knits here. She is incredible. She's a wonderful, wonderful teacher. Thanks for being here this morning. I feel so honored. I feel honored with these superstars that are stopping by. So here we go, Gabby. In the corner, we're going to do four treble crochets. Wrap my yarn around twice, right down into that space. Again, I twist my hand forward, transfer the job of holding that tail to Mr. Thumb, grab up a loop. We now have four loops, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, and yarn over, pull through two. So there we have a standing treble. Again, if you don't feel comfortable, just do a chain of four. That is totally fine. Now we need three more treble crochets into this corner. So here is number three. We're going to do a total of four trebles. All right, now we're going to chain two. Oh, thank you so much for the heart hands. I'm going to do it like this. Thank you, thank you. Chain two, and now we need four trebles right down here into this corner again. Okay, so four trebles. I think, Tisha, you do crocheting also, right? Not just knitting. Remind me. I think I've seen you doing crochet before. So here is our corner space. Four trebles, chain two, four trebles. Karen said, I'm working on your gift from Queen 530 and me. Oh, you guys are too kind. You really don't have to do all that stuff, but thank you so much. Patty is here. Good morning. Let's see. Uh, what am I missing here, folks? Reset the gift goal. Okay, let me reset the gift goal. So many things this morning. I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to pay attention and get all the comments. Thank you so much for all of the gifts this morning, friends. I really appreciate that. You do not have to feel obligated to send gifts, but for those that do, it is most certainly appreciated. I use that to help with all of my donation blankets to get yarn and whatnot. So that all goes to that fund. Uh, Now, into the next space here, I'm going to do three double crochets, just regular old double crochets, three of them. Okay. Now I'm going to move to the next space here and I'm going to do four half doubles. So in the corner, we have our tallest stitch. Uh, I only knit, but I love to watch crocheters. Okay, thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. I am trying to knit. I don't know if I have my project here. Um, I'm working on my first hat, and I'm using two strands, and I haven't, I kind of work on it and then I stop and I really do a lot more crocheting. So I'm very, very much trying. Sherry, thank you so much for the heart me becoming the 118th member of the fan club. So in the corner, there's our 4 trebles. So this is our tallest stitch. Then we have shorter with our doubles. Now we have half double. Now here's our corner marker here. So as we work out to this corner, we need to get bigger again. So we need 3 double crochets. Now I'm going to pop out this stitch marker and into the corner, we're back to our treble stitches. So this is where we're going to do our 4 trebles. Here's number 2 and 3 and 4, chain 2, and now we need 4 more trebles right back down into the corner. So these 4 treble stitches are the tallest stitches on this row. That's what helps turn this magically from a circle shape into a square shape. So we have finished one side here, and now you can see it's becoming a square. Okay, so now right into the next space here, we need our 3 double crochets. Somebody asked what size square this was. This square works out to be 8 inches using an I9, a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. And this is a Nikki, thank you so much for the heart. Appreciate that. Where do I put the half doubles? The half doubles are going right into the middle. So I just did 4 half doubles. So here's our corner, 4 trebles, chain 2, 4 trebles, 3 doubles, and now I did this the smallest, the shortest of the stitches with the 4 half doubles. Now here's our corner marker. So as I work back out to the corner, we need 3 doubles. Okay, so here's number 3. Now I'm going to pop this stitch marker back out. Yes, the cake that Mr. Wheeler got me, guys, was an Oreo cake. There's a picture of it on the Discord if you want to see my birthday cake. But he surprised me. He grilled steaks on the grill, and he came with an Oreo cake. And my friend Carol was like, "Well, did he get you a cake?" And I said, "Well, he put it right in the fridge." And I didn't get to see what it was because, I was so excited for birthday cake. I had this hunkering for frosting. And so anyhow, it was a really good cake. And you know what? I'll be honest. I might have some of that cake after I get off the live today. If I'm being completely honest, it might happen. I still have some of my coffee left here. I've only had like half a glass. And yeah, I might have some cake for breakfast. I don't know who you call about that when I'm having sugar for breakfast. Tell whoever. Mama Wheeler is not going to be here this week, guys, because Mama and Papa Wheeler are on a cruise. Yes, I saw the coffee cup. Thank you so much for the coffee cup. Hannah said, "How do you still have cake?" I know, right? Deb says, "Do you have a written in videos? I came late." You can rewatch this over on my YouTube. My handle over there is Wheeler 8 Acres. Nikki with the roses. Thank you, Nikki, so much for knocking out that gift goal. I appreciate that. Thank you all so much. Those have sent gifts. I really appreciate. I know I missed saying a few of them as you all were popping them in. What else do I have here that I can use? How about some TikToks? It's so hard to see these on my phone. Um, but thank you so much for all of the gifts. What's the Discord? Do you post patterns on there too? Emily, the Discord is like an online chat server. There are links on the link tree. There's over 200 people in the Discord. And so it's just a nice way for us to share our works in progress. There's a birthday channel. There's completed projects. If you have questions, you can ask questions. Make sure when you go to the Discord link on the link tree, if it gives you an error, click on the 3 dots and say open in browser. And if it really gives you a hard time, one of the mods can send you a direct link for that. But it's just a fun place to hang out. One of the things with crocheting, like if you get stuck on a project, you have a question, you can always DM me and I will, try to help you. I recommend mostly if you're paid for the pattern, try to reach out to the pattern creator themselves. But sometimes, you want to share a picture so we can see visually what is happening. And with TikTok, you can't send a picture on your DM. And so the Discord is a nice way that you're able to do that and share your question so that we can visually help to answer. And so that's one of the nice things about it. It's absolutely free to join the Discord. Just please be nice, respect the rules. The rule is be nice, don't be a jerk. Okay, there's the rule. Be nice to others. It's a very easy thing. That's the rule for everything with Miss April over here, right? Be nice on the chat. Be nice on the Discord. It's not that hard to do, and everybody here is fabulous. We really rarely have any type of problem. Okay, so here we go. We're on our last side. You can see this square, this round is really starting to take shape of a square now. So again, in the corners, we had four trebles, chain two, four trebles, back to our three doubles, getting a slight bit shorter. And in the very center here, we need our four half doubles. Again, the shortest stitch. And mathematically, we just did four of them because it was helping it to lay a little flatter. And now as we work our way over to the corner in the last space here, we're going to get a little bigger. We need our three double crochets. Now, as I mentioned, this square makes an 8-inch square, so it's a large square. If you are looking for a smaller square, there is one that is totally similar. This is just a takeoff of that, and that is called the Sunburst Granny. There are thousands of videos on YouTube of the Sunburst Granny as well as on TikTok where you can watch a tutorial. And as a matter of fact, our friend Maggie has a fabulous tutorial on her TikTok of how to do the Sunburst Granny. So I encourage you, if you are following Maggie already, just go to her page. If you want to make a smaller version of this, you will have a total of 3 color rows instead of 4. I join with a slip stitch here, the very first stitch, and I slip stitch to the corner. Okay, so let's flatten this out and let's do a little rundown for those that are just hopping on so that you can kind of figure out what it is we're working on today. Okay, and I'm going to try to catch up on the comments here. We've had 20 new comments, so let me catch up here a little bit. Yeah, so Mom and Papa Wheeler are on a cruise this week, if you're wondering where they are all at. My handle on YouTube, guys, is Wheeler 8 Acres. Wheeler 8 Acres. Deb, thank you for subscribing over on YouTube. I am glad that you found me as well. I think, Deb, were you the one that found me from the FYP this morning? Welcome to my channel. It is fabulous here, guys. And I say this all the time, it's not just about me, it is about everybody here that is every day chatting and having fun, tapping their screens and just making this an enjoyable place to be. So it's certainly more than just me. We have an amazing community. Jody, Jody's, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Maggie is pinned right here. She has a tutorial of how to do this square with only the 3 rows. Okay, that one is worked a little different. It is called the Sunburst Granny. Debbie said, that is hot, Marcia. Stay in the AC and cool. I know everybody's having hot weather right now. Y'all stay inside and crochet. Be sure you're hydrating too. Okay. I get to yakking on here for 2 hours and I'm not hydrating like I should. Don't be like April. Michelle, good morning. Nicole, thank you so much. Rachel is here in the house. Y'all, Rachel is pinned in the hot seat now here. Rachel makes amigurumi and does fabulous, fabulous work. She also goes live all the time. If you're looking for an amigurumi friend or crochet friend, feel free to hit her up. Also, let me just say this. We have 200 people that are watching here on the chat today. Uh, I highly encourage you all to follow and support each other. Okay. It's not just about me. If you are looking to grow your channel, if you want to go live, if you want more crochet friends, there's nothing better than crochet friends. Just put some yarn balls in the chat. Okay, I'm going to do some from the moderator account as an example. If you are looking for friends, put some yarn balls. They will follow you. You follow back. Y'all be friends. It's totally cool. All right. So spam the chat with yarn balls if you want to do that. Now, as you guys are doing friends and all that, and connecting, we call this networking, right? Let's do our crochet networking. Let me give a rundown for those that are just joining of how we made this square. In the very center, I started with a magic ring and we did 16 double crochets into that magic ring. If you do not like doing the magic ring, feel free to do a chain of 4, chain of 3, whatever tickles your fancy is totally fine there. Okay. The next round is Caron 1 pound in the colorway Robin's Egg. I did a puff stitch in between each of those posts. So in between the posts, I didn't work on top. I did the little puff stitches. The next round, round 3, is Red Heart Super Saver in the colorway Turqua. Okay, and I did a 4 together double crochet cluster. 4 together double crochet cluster. For the fourth round, the last row of the color, this is Big Twist Sapphire. I put an alternate for this on the link tree as well, something that you can pick up at Michael's. It is by Loops and Threads. I think it's comparable. I have not actually personally used that yarn, but I think the colorway is very close if you do not have any Big Twist available. Big Twist will eventually be coming back. We just have to be patient for it. I, unfortunately for you guys, have a lot of it in my stash, and I'm going to keep using it because I love Big Twist. Then we just turn this into a square with our white. Okay. Now you can see this is still a little bit curly on this square. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back around. This is a very easy row, and I'm going to add a row of double crochets all the way around. In the corners, I'm going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So this is just what I consider like a stabilizing round, a way to kind of flatten out the square a little bit and just give it a little more body of the white. Okay, so I'm going to continue with my white yarn. Case that I have some purple shades that I think would look great for this. Absolutely. I think this would look stunning in purple. I also think it would look really cool. You guys know what a zinnia is? I call this a dahlia because to me it does look like a dahlia too, but it also resembles a zinnia. I think it would look really cool if it was like yellow to like orange to like pink to like hot pink and kind of graduate with yellow being the very center. That's been rolling around in my brain too. So once I get done with my blue squares, I might be trying some other colorways. I think it would look really pretty. I also think it would look cool with like a mint to out to like, where's JT? Is JT still here? That color that JT loves. JT, remind me. It is a big twist, jade something, jade. I have more of it on order. I really like that colorway too. I think it would look really sick with that color. So lots of yes, pink would remind me of a chrysanthemum. Thank you, Hannah. Very, very cool. I think it would look pretty just with yellow too. Okay, so here we go in the corner. I'm going to start with a standing double crochet. Now, if you do not like the standing double, feel free to do a chain of 3 here, or you could do a stacked single. Okay, I pull my loop up so it's about the height of a double crochet. I twist my hook backwards and around, and I put a little loop de loop in my loop that I have here. I go into the space, I draw up a loop, I yarn over, and I pull through the first one. Now, instinctively, I always want to pull through this second one, and I actually don't. What I do is I twist my hook down and around and back up, and I want to keep that loop. So I have 2 loops on my hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. So standing double. As I mentioned, if you don't like the standing double, just do a chain of 3 or a stack single, whatever you like to do there. But that is how we're going to start this. So 2 double crochets, chain 2. and then 2 double crochets. Okay, now into each and every stitch all the way across, I'm just going to do a double crochet. It would look beautiful with Caron Skinny and Peach Mint. It would. There's so many possibilities for, and not just this square, right? If you guys don't want to do a big square, this square is 8 inches. Some people like working with the smaller squares. Then do the sunburst, and you can do that with all sorts of different colors as well. A lot of people do the sunburst because, remind me, the sunburst I think is a 5 inch square, right? I just wanted something a little bigger. What I've kind of figured out about myself, some of you heard me mention this earlier. When I make these squares, when they're the small ones, I get really bored and there's so much sewing of them together. I would rather do the grande squares and have less sewing. I think mathematically it still is the same like linear footage I probably have to sew together, but you don't have as many corners to deal with. You don't have as many tails to weave in, right? Because the squares are bigger. So I definitely am enjoying working with the bigger squares. I think a lot of you have seen that as we are working on, we just did the citrus squares the other day, and those are much bigger squares as well. I did the Victorian lattice square. That was a large square. I think that one was like 11 or 12 inches. But I really am enjoying the larger squares. So right now, I'm kind of on a squares kick, and you're probably going to see a lot more squares happening over the next few weeks as I work on projects. It's just kind of what I'm in the mood for, and I'll switch. I'll do something else, later on. We started this year with a lot of chevron blankets. I'm not really feeling the chevrons right now, so I haven't worked on one of those in a while. I'm also digging the modern granny blanket right now, and I really love mixing the modern granny with these squares. I posted two different videos, the glacier blanket and the um, English rose. I started first with the English rose and then I did the glacier blanket. I'm going to do another one of those. I really love how that thing worked up and is looking. And I got so many nice compliments from all of you guys on the video. Everybody really is enjoying it and loved that. Uh, our friend Dana Kay has made a couple of those as well. I think she's on her third blanket now with the English rose pattern that I created. And she has posted her works over on the Discord. They are absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Vicky said, I just finished that modern granny. Hannah said, my study of snow square is 8 inch by 8 inch in cotton. That's the other square that I would like to do rather than make a full blanket. Make the study of snow into a square, and I'll probably modify that some. But Hannah just did an experiment and she did all of that. See, this is where I need the knot slayer, guys. See how this knot is pretty tight and it's hard to get into. So what you do with this little gadget that Karen made me, I don't know why these work so well. There's just something about how these knot slayers work, but you just get your little point in here and you just kind of wiggle it, jiggle it, all the things, and it just comes right out. I would have struggled with that for a long time if I didn't have a knot slayer. So that is why I have those. So anyhow, yeah, I'm really enjoying the squares, but you could check out Hannah's modern, or excuse me, the um, study of snow square that she made. It turned out really, really nice. I think it's beautiful. She said, I did rows 1 through 6, then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, so very, very ingenious, Hannah. I'm so impressed. Rebel it up, Hannah. We love the crochet rebels in here. I love it when you guys get creative and just go off on your thing and start making up patterns and all that fun stuff. Very, very cool. Thank you for all of the gifts. You guys knocked that gift goal out. Thank you so much. I just did some finger hearts. So Okay, we're almost done with this round here. I'm coming up on the end. This is a very easy round. We have just put a row of double crochets all the way around. And I'm not really sure how I'm doing on time. I suspect it's probably getting kind of close. So hopefully we have enough time. I'm going to finish this last row. So once I get here to the very first stitch, I join with a slip stitch to the first one. Okay, and then I'm going to slip stitch my way into the corner. And then we're going to do the very final row. Now, the final row is more of an optional row, but I do like doing this final row. You guys will see me do this a lot. Here's what we're looking like right now. The final row that I do is actually a row of single crochets all the way around. I feel like this is just a very nice stabilizing row. In the corners, I like to do a single crochet, chain two, single crochet, and then I just work a single crochet into each stitch. So it just is a nice little finishing row. Before I get started on that, let me mention the schedule for this week. Tomorrow, I am going to start a new Pride blanket. Our friend Kelly, whose birthday is today, I don't know if Kelly with an I is still here, but she posted in the Discord about an organization based in Nashville that helps LBG. Oh, I'm going to mess it all up. Q, help me, guys. They help youth, okay, that are homeless. Specifically, Kelly, remind me, what is the name of the organization? Kelly really inspired me with the blanket that she made. She made a modern granny blanket, LGBTQ IA plus. Yes, that's what it is. They help everyone. Okay. I put a link on the link tree, guys, um, to the organization. I am going to make a blanket and I'm going to send it up there to their organization for Pride Month. Thank you. Unhoused Youth Nashville Launchpad. I just feel like it's a great organization, and I think some of the blankets I make are really fun and vibrant colors, and I think it might be a nice thing to do. So you guys saw the dance party blanket that I did, which was all of the fun, like electronic, like pink and teals. I think I might send that blanket. I also think I might send the black one that I did, the black light. You guys saw the me working on that. We did that one last week. It has really bright, fun colors. And then I'm going to make Roy G. Biv red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo blanket tomorrow. I'm going to do all of the colors, and I think I'm going to do the modern granny like Kelly did. But Kelly, thank you for sharing that on the Discord. Like I said, you certainly inspired me. It is Pride Month, and you guys, I love everyone. If you don't know that about me, I love all. I don't care all the things, all the isms, all I am not like that. I love everybody. And I just thought it would be a really nice way to contribute. It is Kelly's birthday today. So special shout out to Kelly. But that is what we have on deck for Wednesday. For Thursday, by request, we worked on the citrus squares last week. This is a very large square. You can rewatch how we did this on the YouTube. This version right here is about 8.5 inches for the citrus square. And this is too big to make like a citrus market bag or something like that. So, what I worked on over the weekend is I came up with a smaller version, and we're going to work on this on Thursday. I sewed four together to give you guys an idea. I don't know if I like the joining. I was just playing around and testing, but I was thinking about more for a market bag size. So this square is like 5.5. I think it was 6 inches when I got it made. 6 inches. Okay, so it's about 2.5 inches shorter or smaller than the big version. And I think it would be a fun for Thursday for our live. So we're going to make a smaller version of this and then we could turn it into a market bag. I have a total of 4 squares done. It is different, worked differently than the big one. So we can go over all of that. But you guys said you would be interested in that. So if you want to tune in for the citrus squares on Thursday, it will be 7:30 Central Time tomorrow. Okay, so that is what we have on deck for the rest of this week. I'm going to work on these single crochets and let's catch up here on the chat real quick. Mello's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Mello. I don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow, but we will definitely give you a shout out tomorrow on your birthday if you are. I just also, while I'm working on this single crochet row, in the corner, single crochet, chain two, single crochet, working into every stitch. I just do a single crochet all the way along, is all I'm going to be doing right now. If you are new to my channel, I've seen a number of new followers popping up today. Let's see, we've had 70, is it 75 new followers? I just wanted to welcome each and every one of you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out and crocheting with me and being a part of the crochet community, not just my channel, but the fiber arts community. I think it's a beautiful place to be. I think I personally love crocheting. If you do not know, my name is April. I'm a hobby crocheter. I crochet live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central Time. Every day I work on something different, and people come and hang out and chat and have their coffee, and it's just a fun place to be. And we're very supportive of everyone, and it's just a great place to hang out. We also have a Discord. There is a link on the link tree if you're interested in joining the Discord. The Discord is certainly free. You can share pictures of your work in progress, ask crochet questions, show your finished works. We post about yarn deals and yarn stuff that we're bringing in and all sorts of fun stuff. So it is an awesome place just to hang out. My mission here, as I mentioned, I'm a hobby crocheter. I do work full time, but my purpose in being here is to inspire you. Maybe you see a square and you're like, oh, I want to do that. Maybe you haven't crocheted in a long time and you see me here crocheting, and you're like, I need to get back into crocheting. I really want to do that. Maybe, you know, you just haven't had we kind of get in a little lost sometimes. We lose our crojo. Maybe I can help you get your crojo back, or maybe some of our friends here can help you get your crojo back. All those things, right? Maybe you're scrolling by and you've thought to yourself, I think I would like to do some crocheting. Do it. Do it, do it. I highly recommend. Crochet is a very relaxing, therapeutic thing for me. I get so many hours of joy from it. I love all of our friends here and just hanging out and chatting in the morning, sharing the new things. I proclaim I am not an expert crocheter, guys. I learn new things every day. I screw up on the live all the time. I'm not perfect, this is just about having fun and hanging out and encouraging others and just being a part of the community. So I highly encourage you guys to follow each other, support each other, and just, I can't think of anything better than a whole group of crochet friends. Amanda Joe, if you wouldn't mind, you could DM me and I will send you a link. If you wouldn't mind, just send me a little note that you need the Discord link. And when I get off the live, I will send you the link. When you click on the Discord link, what you need to do sometimes is click on the 3 dots and say open an external browser. That sometimes will help do that. But feel free to DM me as well. You guys, I get notes from you all the time, and I try very hard. I answer all of the notes that you all send. I try to answer every single comment on videos and whatnot. So I definitely try to be interactive with everybody. I will be live on Thursday at 7:30 Central. That's 8:30 Eastern. I'm not sure where you're at. Thank you, JT. JT says we love you, Wheeler. I appreciate that, JT. Thank you so much. You guys mean more to me than you will ever understand or realize. It's a very, very cool thing. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Thank you to all the subscribers. So, uh, excuse me. Sorry, y'all. Let me get a little drink here. Sorry, you probably heard that. Let me, I'll give a rundown of all of the rows of this in just 1 second. Marsha, 1 second, and I will give you the lowdown on all the rounds. Okay, so I'm here to the corner again. I'm going to slip stitch into the very last stitch and into the corner, and then this square is officially done. I'll give another little rundown here for those that are just joining on. I totally lost what I was saying when I coughed. I don't know what I was saying. Let's flatten this out. You got to kind of flatten these out. You could block this if you want. It's laying flat enough for me that I'm not going to do any blocking with this. I'm just going to make it into a blanket. Uh, Hanya, I don't know if I said that. Said you're so talented. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to all the new followers. I am going to be hopping off a little bit early today. I'm going to give a little rundown of all of the square that we worked on this morning. If you missed any of it, um, but I am going to hop off a little bit early. I have a lot of emails I need to work on for work, and just kind of get a jump on my day. But for those that are wondering how we made this square, in the very center, round one, we did a magic ring. And into that magic ring, I did 16 double crochets. Okay, 16 double crochets. If you do not like doing the magic ring, you most certainly could do a chain of 4 or a chain of 3 here. Round two, the colorway is robin's egg, and it is a Caron 1 pound. I did a puff stitch, and I worked the puff stitch in between the post. So instead of working on the top of the stitch, I worked the puff stitch right in between, and I did 3 yarn overs for that. Okay, so puff stitch. Round three is Red Heart Super Saver in the colorway Turqua, and it's red heart. I don't know if I said that. This is a 4 together double crochet cluster, and I worked that in between the puff stitches of the row below. So 4 double crochet together, puff stitch. This is also called a cluster stitch. For the very last row of color, this is Big Twist Sapphire, and I worked it the exact same as the row below. Instead of doubles, I did 4 trebles. Okay, so it's just a little bit taller, and it kind of gives it that little like bowl shape. Okay, in between each of these and each of these, I did 3 chains in between each one. In between the robin's egg, I did 2 chains. So 2 chains, 3 chains, 3 chains. Then we worked a round of white to turn it into a square shape. We did 4 trebles, chain 2, 4 trebles. Into the next space, we did 3 doubles. Then we did 4 half doubles. And then as we worked back out to the corner, we did 3 doubles and then back to the treble crochets. If you missed any part of this, feel free to check out the YouTube. My YouTube is Wheeler 8 Acres. Go to the live tab and you can rewatch how I made this square. So again, for tomorrow, we're going to do a Pride Month blanket. And for Thursday, citrus squares. All right. So that concludes for today. I hope everybody is having a fabulous week. And thanks again, everybody, for hanging out and having fun with me today. I really appreciate you being here. And I hope each of you have a very beautiful day. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you to all the subscribers. Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Subscribers, have you noticed the videos I've been posting behind the scenes? Are you liking the subscriber April Wheeler behind the scenes videos. Are you liking those? Let me know if you want me to continue to see those. A special shout out and thank you to our moderators, Anvil, Gen X, Leah, Leapin' Llamas, and Pam. Okay. So, yes, the subscriber videos, they're kind of behind the scenes. They're a little informal. You get to see all my mess, what I deal with on a daily basis in my yarn room, that kind of stuff. My innermost thoughts of like, what am I going to do with all this? What is the plan? What are you doing today, April? Those kind of videos. Okay. Those are there for all the subscribers. So thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for supporting me and the channel. I appreciate you all. Thank you for all the gifts and everything. Bye, friends. Jody, they're on my page. They're on my page. And you are a subscriber, so you should be able to see those. They'll say right on the video, subscriber only. So go to my page and you'll see those. Okay. Bye, everyone. Bye for now.